Hi Aries, welcome to your mid-February 2021 General Tarot Update. It's Raina here. So I've been doing the fire signs as a group. Every month I try to mix it up how I put out these readings. And then I thought, I'm going to be doing Aries last for the fire signs. That's not going to go over well because you're the first house, so you want to be number one. But I hope you understand that I started from Sag, which is the last fire sign. My sign. Thank you very much. Okay, so the next new moon is going to be, I said new moon and I got the Fool card. I almost think of the Fool card as Aries. Maybe because the astrological new year is 0 degrees of Aries. And that's like the beginning of our charts, the universal chart. So it's on February 11th or maybe 12th where you live, and it is at 23 degrees of Aquarius. For you, this is the 11th house, so anything that is connected to networking, friendships, to groups of people, for whatever reason, even professional, I would say. But also, this is your hopes. These are your hopes and wishes in this house. So that would be like your wildest dreams. And remember, too, that we're in Mercury retrograde. So things coming back from the past. This is where the retrograde is happening for you. So old friends giving you a call. I don't know, or old dreams coming to fruition, or well, actually, that would be more. We're gonna have a couple of full moons. We're gonna have a blue moon in August in this same house. You are, not me. I mean, in this particular house, you're gonna have it, and so that could be very interesting. You never know if that will, what that can mean for you. That you could have some dream once in a blue moon. It's funny. These readings have been having a lot of pentacles, like earth, money, matters. People probably thinking about money more than they normally are in some way, shape, or form. So the heart of the matter is the Fool card. This is Aries. Always Aries fantasy is always to be embarking upon a new adventure. The 0 is that unknown quantity, that 0 point where, all creation begins. But that feeling of like there's nothing within this situation that is, you're reacting to. The Fool is traveling lightly. There's not that emotional baggage driving them down. Well, sometimes people they go, I'm starting anew, but really they're getting away from a bad marriage, and they still have it in their vibration. They're not really. It's like they're running away from something instead of going towards something. This is like totally new for you. So when I do these readings, yes, I'm saying it's mid-February. This may be speaking of something that is coming up. Maybe it's the solar return. I mean, gosh, we're a month away and some change from the sun going into Aries for that vernal equinox. So for sure, that isn't something that is so unusual right now. Is this, that's not, I said unusual, I meant it's something that is not that far away. So perhaps that is going to be when you feel like the sense of rebirth. Actually, from what I have understood from other energy readers, that March is the time when we will start to see a lot of forward movement. We're kind of like, we're kind of like wrapping up 2020 in a lot of ways, if you think about it. And it almost seems in a certain regard to be ratcheting up. So we have to keep the faith that there is new energy coming in, because 2021 is a 5 universal year, and that does speak of twists and turns, and change is inevitable. But that's just how it works with time, is that we still have like a hangover from the previous period that we have to kind of like unravel from. So in the past position, you have the Justice card. Yeah, well, maybe it is for some of you some kind of divorce situation where you finally feel that sense of freedom. You feel that sense of like you can move on with your life. Even if it's something that is related to an inheritance where there was some legal, order, a declaration, that money could be like that freedom for you too, that you're able to do what you want to do. And of course, every fire sign, especially in Aries, is all about autonomy. The higher message is the Knight of Swords. And I would say in this case, because, if I'm not mistaken, the Knight relates to the fire element. Probably because it's a man who is more youthful. In other words, it's in the stage of life of early adulthood, or I actually think that the chronologically this could be a man even up to 40, because of how our society is right now, where you could just say, oh, he's grown up and he's like 30 years old, and there's that even the way that men look when they're in their 30s still can be quite youthful these days compared to like in the 1950s. If you watch Leave It to Beaver or something. I don't know how many people even watch that show ever. But in any case, the Knight of Swords is about somebody who's very blunt speaking, and is a very this kind of person is a very freedom loving person. They tell it like it is. I could see in Aries, I could see somebody like you being that way. Swords relates to the air signs. So we're talking about Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Now this is supposed to be the spiritual message, like kind of like the big picture of this. So if this, for instance, if this is like relationship related, there are two possibilities here. Whether it could be that this is your nature, that you were going against your nature and how you were acting for whatever reason. Maybe you were trying to fit into a scenario that was too, I don't know if I'd say conservative, but definitely constrictive. And that was something that made you like have to like bite your tongue, and you finally couldn't do it anymore. And so rather than say, wow, I shouldn't have said that, realize that you're probably with the wrong person. Or perhaps you need to become more sensitive and stop using truth as a bludgeoning tool, as a weapon that you hit people over the head, because maybe you were not sensitive enough to somebody else's feelings, and that created some kind of a like a wedge between you. However, when I look at the card of the what crosses you, it's the Ten of Swords. Now this can be betrayal, but this can also be this sense of not moving on, because number 10 is the number of completion. So if you did have a negative situation with somebody, why are you not able to move on from that? It could be that, and also if that sense of betrayal, it just, you can't forget that they betrayed you. If you have your moon in Scorpio, this can be especially devastating. And or if you have planets in the 8th house, this can be very upsetting. The moon or the sun, Venus in the 8th house, Mars, you may feel this sense of betrayal at a very deep level, because the irony is people like that tend to have trust issues. So it's kind of like, I see it almost as, what's that term when you, self-fulfilling prophecy. So you act like you're going to get betrayed and then you do. So maybe you need to trust more. Maybe you need to let down your guard if you have that up. What's coming in is the Eight of Pentacles. Maybe this is losing yourself in your work, but having a lot of excellence. Now, I will say too, if this is a work-related situation, that with the Justice card and the Fool card, you may have felt like you were not being treated fairly in the workplace. And maybe with the Knight of Swords, this could have been either that you trusted this person who was really a backstabber, or that you should have spoken up long ago. I can't imagine an Aries person not speaking up. It seems like most Aries people are very, I was going to say ballsy. I didn't know if that would sound really crude, but there are Aries people that are reticent, strangely enough. Again, astrologically, if you have Mercury in the 12th house, if you have, if you have 12th house planets, even your sun there, you may feel or Mars in the 12th, Mars in Pisces, it can be very hard for you to stand up for yourself. You may feel guilty, you may feel afraid. So don't mind I don't know if you can hear that, they're shoveling outside. It's like, the last time I checked, it was 6 below zero. So, and we're still getting, we get snow too. So that's kind of funny. So yeah, you might be like, training for something. Perhaps if this is a work situation, the Eight of Pentacles is that you're training for, you're apprenticing or training for some new thing that you can do, maybe that you can do by yourself. The outcome is the Six of Pentacles. Now, this is a card that's associated with inheritance. Interestingly, perhaps there is something where, you get, it's possible that you got screwed over in an inheritance, even though you're moving on from it. And if that's the case, you may get help from somebody else who got most of the money. If it's something on your end, perhaps you will help others, even if you feel that they did not act honorably towards you during the process, during the legal process. Because Aries is a very generous sign. So Aries people can be generous to a fault, and that is one of the greatest qualities of Aries, is generosity. And I would say, unless a person who's an Aries is a narcissist, that they don't have ulterior motives. It's just natural for them to be expansive rather than petty. So never apologize for that quality within yourself, and don't think that you're an easy mark if you decide to help out a family member if it was some kind of unfair situation, because I believe that you will get rewarded for that. And I don't mean that's why you should do it. I just mean that it happens that way. And I think it's like you're generating that expansive energy, and it can't help but bless you with more of the same. Okay, Aries, that's what I have for you. I hope that this resonated in some way. If you are going through that new journey, or maybe because your solar return is coming up and you'd like to look at your natal chart, I would love to do an analysis for you, look at the coming trends in 2021. I have all kinds of readings. The link is below. Thank you. Bye.